misery at another. Ah! Did you see that? Ow. You guys, I have not picked up a vlogging camera in like 3 weeks. I apologize. I think we've got a lot of updates to catch up on. Some not so good, but I need to keep you in the loop. I'm gonna take you through the crops. My hay is growing, corn is up, nice. The dog is still a pain in my butt. Soybeans off to a rough start, but they're coming. We're in pretty good shape. The only thing we're missing is some moisture. It will not rain. We see it coming, and then it goes north or it goes south, but not so much here. Just gonna be one of those years, I think. As for the barn updates, I've spent pretty much the last 2 weeks cleaning out the barn. So everything is caught up. Manure is out of the barn. We have it stockpiled at a farm nearby, ready for wheat to come off. We'll spread that after the wheat comes off. We have some other issues going on. The one thing I have been dealing with in this particular group, this is the group that's due in 2 weeks. And what I've been dealing with in these guys is some abortion issues, which freaks me out a bit. A lot of this group are ewe lambs, so it'd be their first lambs. And I have vaccinated them, and we've gotten on protocols, and I've been working with my vet. I'm trying to do all the right things, and I'm still getting plagued with these abortions. I'm a little bit concerned, and I'm a little bit frustrated, to say the least. Once I hit 5% mortality, I ran lambs to the University of Guelph for testing, just to make sure, just to basically diagnose what's going on. I'm hoping there's nothing wrong with them, but in the past I've had issues. I've had so many health issues resulting in abortion stuff, and it can mess with your mind, and you can do all the right things, but sometimes these animals come with bugs, and it takes years to clean out your flock, and I'm really, really, really haunted by some of the poor decisions I made the first couple of years when I was expanding my flock. 6 have aborted early or miscarried out of 74, and one of the mature ewes lost a set of 3 about 3 weeks ago. So hers might have just been a fluke, I'm not really sure, but so that's the stuff that can happen, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it, because a lot of people just get into this industry and not know that this stuff can happen, and it can happen, and it's very common with ewe lambs. So again, start clean, start your flocks clean, source clean animals. If there's the last thing that I ever say or prophesize in this industry, it's that, and I can't emphasize it enough, because here I am 6 years later. Yeah, 6 years later, and I'm still haunted by this stuff, so do that. Hey, what do we got here? We have peas and oats and alfalfa. Peas. Peas. Oats. Thank you. Alfalfa. That is the sheep feed I'm so desperately waiting on and begging the skies to give me some moisture. We just finished spraying fungicide on all our wheat, and that's just to prevent some diseases that can come up later. This field's kind of cool because we have 2 different varieties, and this variety here has awns. This is Branson, and I don't know what the new stuff is here. I'm not in charge of that stuff. I'm just in charge of helping with harvest. I'm in the wheat field, trying to figure out where I am here. Branson. So this is Branson, and it does not have awns on it. It's a non-awn, is it a non-awned wheat? So Branson is our tried and true. We always grow it, we love it. It just does really well with our management and with our farm. This new stuff, look it. It's got awns. There's the difference. Ons, none. So this field looks good. We have one field that should have been sprayed off because it's garbage. But we really want to tile that field, and we really need wheat to get our manure out. And we already had to put one out of its misery and another. Oh! Did you see that? Ow. We had to put another field out of its misery. There was just way too much winter kill. So we're already down like 68 acres of wheat, which really sucks. We almost were a bit concerned we wouldn't even fill our contract. So I think we're okay, but that field's garbage. This field looks pretty good. And we have another field that looks really good. Oh. Do I have a mark? Frig that! They bite, those stupid things. These no-till soybeans this year, I feel like we're spending a lot of money on seed and they aren't all germinating, which is irritating. The problem with this field is Mark planted about 40 acres. He got chased out by rain and it was a torrential downpour. And I think what happened is the ground was just fit and then it kind of sealed after all that heavy rain. So the beans are not emerging great, but we're hoping they'll grow out of it. There's spots that look good, and then there's spots that are just bare, and then there's spots that are still coming up. So soybeans are a bit annoying on no-till. So we are looking into that for next year. We're always changing and evolving. We haven't been happy with our soybean emergence the last few years. We're not blaming no-till, we're blaming our equipment and our air seeder. So there's a better way. We're gonna try and figure that out. The corn hasn't looked back. It was planted just over a month ago, so it's looking really good. It loved the heat and humidity, and it has popped. Mark is spraying the rest of the herbicides on it probably tonight if the wind dies down. Everything could use a little more of a drink, but we're very happy with the corn. The last crop we planted was white beans. They just were done, I think we planted them Saturday. Got a bad shadow. It was ready to go all last week, but we were told that there was gonna be a rain on Thursday. The rain never came. So we planted Saturday. We did plant it in a moisture, so we are hopeful that they'll still be good. Our problem with planting with a chance, like especially in that hot, humid weather when we are infamous for big, heavy storms that just blow up because we're close to the lake. Typically when we plant white beans knowing that there's a possibility of a storm, we end up replanting because what happens is it pours, we get a crust, and those little beanies can't get out. And then we usually have to replant beans. Where are you going? Hey. That's all I got for the crop side. I'm not a very good crop scout. Another little update from the beef yard. We had our last baby today. Delta Dawn had her baby boy. Just a second, I got a lot of cows to meander around here. Here he is. Not your mom. Oh, hey. Yeah, that's it. There's Mom. Hello. Hi. Oh, hi. Uh-oh. Hi. What are you doing? Are you following? Hi. Wish my lambs would do this. Hi, buddy. Oh, goodness. Are you my buddy? Oh, goodness. As I did mention last week, I had some abortion issues. Once I hit 5%, I took some lambs to the lab at University of Guelph. And the good news is